Yo, what's up with y'all? It's JD Travel-Sthenix, and I'm back with another quick video. In today's video, I want to talk about adversity and how we can look at adversity as an opportunity opposed to looking at adversity as a grim situation. Now, before we get into the video, if you guys are interested in travel, fitness, and overall growth content, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Hit that notification bell so you can get updated every time I drop new content. So when it comes to adversity, adversity is inevitable. We're all going to deal with it at some point in life. So life is about balance, and nobody is perfect at balance. Nobody has perfect balance in the physical world. Nobody has perfect balance in the spiritual and the mental world as well. So it's something that we're going to have to deal with from time to time in all areas of life. But when it comes down to adversity, a lot of times we can use adversity as a tool, because in a lot of situations, in a lot of adverse situations in life, that's when we can reach in and tap into our creativity and our best critical thinking, because we're forced to. And a lot of times I think that when we're in too comfortable of a situation, we can overthink things. We have too many different options, but when we're in an adverse situation, we kind of have to react on the fly, and we don't really have time to do too much thinking. We kind of just have to go with our gut instincts. Now, what I meant when I mentioned that adversity brings out creativity and critical thinking is that a lot of times in terms of adversity, a lot of options are kind of taken away. So like I said, sometimes when we're overthinking, we might have too many options, but when you're in an adverse situation, there might only be a narrow pathway to success. And with that being said, we kind of have to figure out and navigate and find that pathway to success. So we're gonna have plenty of adverse situations in life. We might lose our job. We might get an injury if we're an athlete. We might be in a relationship and our significant other breaks up with us. All these different things seem like, negative things at the time, and sometimes they feel like the end of the world. But at the end of the day, it's not. All it is just an opportunity for us to have different blessings and different opportunities come into our life. So if you get broke up with, that person might not have been the person for you. You can end up finding somebody who's a better match. If you lose your job, maybe it wasn't meant for you to have a job in the first place. Maybe it was meant for you to start your own business. Now, if you are an athlete and you get injured, maybe it's time for you to scale back on your training. I know with me personally, I'm the type of person who goes super hard, and I don't like to take my foot off the gas pedal. But sometimes if you get an injury, or you start getting aches and pains, your body's telling you that it's time to slow down, and it's time to create a little bit more balance in terms of your training. So you need to balance your rest versus going hard at what you're doing. We might have been in adverse situations in our past. We might not have handled it in the best way possible. And, we might look back on some of the ways that we've handled situations in the past and be disappointed in ourselves. But the good thing is, like I said, the past is the past. That chapter's already been written, and we're in control of how we write this next chapter in our life and how we move forward into the future. Sports is always a good way to create an analogy for life. And if you guys have been following the NBA playoffs lately, if you guys have been following the Los Angeles Clippers, they've had an up and down postseason so far. And one person of note that I've been kind of watching this game and seeing how he's been progressing is Paul George. And I've actually been critical of Paul George in the past, just as somebody who follows basketball, in terms of, sometimes he's came up small in the postseason. But like I said, this is a new season. And although he gets ragged on in the media for coming up small in the playoffs, and, his game kind of hasn't been elevated in the playoffs the past few seasons, this season, he kind of has had a reckoning for all of his playoff failures in the past. And in this last series in particular, with Kawhi Leonard going down, that was some huge adversity for their team. And Paul George kind of flipped a switch and started balling out. Of course, everybody else on the team kind of helped out and played their role as well. But Paul George didn't come up small. He actually came up big. He came up huge in Game 6 versus the Utah Jazz, and then they ended up closing out the series versus the Jazz last night. He had another good game. So even though we might have had failures in the past when it came down to adverse situations, we can always do better in the future. So don't get too down on yourself. You can always bounce back. There's always a comeback story. As a matter of fact, comeback stories are better than stories that just run smooth the whole way out. But anyways, guys, that's pretty much it for this video. I just wanted to speak on adversity because it's something that is around the corner. It's gonna come to you. Maybe it might be a huge adverse situation, or maybe it might just be something small like a bump in the road. Either way it goes, there's always gonna be stumbling blocks in life. So we have to figure out the best way to deal with them and keep a positive mindset. I think that's the main thing that I really wanted to speak on in this video, is having a positive mindset when adversity strikes. But anyways, guys, if you guys see value in this video, go ahead and leave me a like. If you guys are interested in getting in the best shape of your life, go ahead and hit my website up. Book a free consultation with me. That's TravelSthenix.com. The link will be in the description box below. We can create a blueprint for you to get in the best shape of your life. I know a lot of us have had adversity when it comes down to the physical aspect, in terms of maybe we're not in the best shape possible. So hit me up. We can chop it up about it, and we can go from there. Anyways, guys, I hope everybody's having a great day. I'll holler at you guys later. Peace.